Well, let's cross over to Chris Ochamringa. He's joining us live from Kinshasa with more on this story. Chris, so what's the latest in the escalation of fighting in Eastern DRC, and what is driving this latest round of fighting?
Yes, Beatrice, we've heard that fighting has resumed in South Kivu Province between the M23 rebels, government forces who are backed by Wazalendo militia and Burundian troops in a number of villages and towns in South Kivu Province. This fighting began about 6 days ago. It intensified during the signing of the peace deal between the DRC and Rwanda in the U.S. capital, Washington, D.C., and we have heard that fighting has continued. Now, according to some security sources I spoke to, it looks like the M23 rebels are targeting the city of Uvira, which borders Burundi in Eastern DRC. They want to capture that area because there are very many troops, DRC troops, who are in that area. They are backed by Wazalendo fighters and Burundian troops. And so many people are fearing that this conflict might take a very ugly turn and lead to a conflict between another country, which is Burundi. Burundi has been accusing Rwanda of supporting a rebel movement known as Red Tabara, which is basically led by ethnic Tutsis who seek to destabilize, to overthrow the government of President Evariste Ndayishimiye. And that is why Burundi is fighting alongside the DRC government. The DRC has issued a statement saying that Rwanda has been firing rockets in their territory. It has hit schools, churches, and many people have died. So we're waiting to hear further communication by the DRC government about this latest escalation. Beatrice?
Well, Chris, the violence has sparked a new wave of displacements, with the rival sides blaming each other. Tell us more about the towns that have been taken and what really is happening there.
Well, according to some security sources, the town of Kamanyola and Luvungi have been taken. These are towns that are not very far from Uvira city, and we have seen videos being circulated of some vehicles being, burnt beyond recognition by these rocket fire that was launched. The DRC army issued a statement saying that this was rockets that were fired from an area known as Bugarama in Rwanda. And they're saying this is a clear indication that Rwanda does not want to respect the peace agreement that was signed in the United States. And the government, the DRC army, says that they are going to fight to protect the people of Eastern DRC. So this is a clear escalation. The situation has really gotten worse. Just after a few days after US President Donald Trump had said that he has managed to end a 3-decade-long conflict where other leaders had failed. He was saying the two leaders are now going to be holding hands and hugging. Many people in the DRC who were following that ceremony in the United States were really taken aback by these statements because they knew that fighting had continued in South Kivu Province and parts of North Kivu. So people know that this conflict is still far from over because the DRC people are very, very disappointed about what is happening, and they have said that there will be no implementation of the U.S. peace deal if Rwanda continues firing at their area, and if they will also not carry out the economic cooperation with Rwanda if this conflict escalates.
And Chris, it is now just 2 days since DRC Rwanda signed a peace deal in Washington. When does the DRC expect to see the impact of that peace deal on the ground?
So authorities in Kinshasa were expecting an to see immediate results. They were hoping that after the signature of both presidents, then Rwanda would withdraw its troops from Eastern DRC. According to the United Nations group of experts, there are about 6,000 troops who came in to capture the city of Goma and Bukavu earlier this year. So DRC were expecting Rwanda to withdraw its troops and the M23 rebels to stop fighting. But there is another track of talks that is going on in Doha between M23 and the DRC government, and actually the spokesperson of the M23 rebels, when he was asked about this escalation of fighting, he said the deal that was signed in America does not concern them. It was between Rwanda and the DRC, so they are continuing to fight because they have been provoked by the DRC army. But both sides have been trading these accusations, so it's not clear who started the fighting. So according to the DRC, they wanted immediate results and said that they will not keep their end of the bargain if the fighting escalates. Rwanda has repeatedly been saying that they will only withdraw their troops from Eastern DRC after the threat of the FDLR militia is eradicated. So there is clearly a stalemate, and I think the international community, the United States, which is mediating these talks, is going to intervene. There is a joint committee in that deal that is supposed to receive complaints, violations of the peace agreement. So we're expecting them to come in and try and get them back on track.